I'm going to tell you something tonight. God's going to set you free. Those are the ghosts. My friend, this is what I'm talking about. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. If not before me, who can be against me?
Yeah, because we up in the quarantine movement right now.
Quarantine movement. Quarantine.
Coming in hot. I'm with Josh. This is Brandin Reed, host of Ghost Ghost Podcast. Yo, we jumping right into this because we have the one, the only, the infamous, the hilarious man himself, MrAntDavis.
Oh, we just throwing in the horns now, huh?
Hold on a second. Yeah, boom. See how I DJ with that right there? That's how I do it.
That's how he does it.
That's how he does it.
B to the R. What's goody?
What's goody? Dude. So we were just talking about a second ago about Josh. Josh, go ahead and show him your Dragon Ball Z shrine.
Oh, Lord Jesus, man.
I got a little bit of everything. But I got a whole Dragon Ball ready for you, brother. You want to make a wish?
This dude.
I told him, I said, okay, Josh, tell people where you're at right now because you're up. I'm in my office. It looks like
Quarantine Central.
Like MrAntDavis is in his house.
And Josh is like he's on punishment. Like he's in the punishment wall.
15 more minutes, I'm coming.
But dude, yeah, just the obsessiveness about Dragon Ball Z, bro.
Bro, Dragon Ball. I got the Power Rangers up top. I'm still working on that, so I ain't got it.
Oh man, you are trapped in the closet.
I got Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, bro. So, MrAntDavis, what's shaking, dude?
Nothing, man. Just out here in these quarantine streets, and I'm ready for it to be over, man. I'm sick of being in the house, man.
Jeez, no kidding, man. Are you kids driving you crazy by now?
Man, you know what's crazy is I have older kids, so they're pretty chill. It's only when they're hungry they drive you nuts. But everything else, they're quiet, man.
Yeah.
But as you can see, look, you can't hear nothing. Can you hear anything?
See? Call it Duty Warzone.
Shalom. That's perfect shalom.
Bro, they doing all kinds of stuff, playing video games. I think Mike was on some – no, I think my son does Oculus. He has the Oculus Quest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he be on that.
Oculus Quest, I never heard of that. What is that?
So it's like a 3D video game. You could put it on like a headset, and he's actually in the game.
Oh, that's so rad. I want to do that.
Man, I tried it, bro. I have, what's it called? Vertigo? Is that what it is? I
There's a place in the mall you can do it now.
Yeah. So it's just like that. But man, if you don't have a strong system, bro, I've almost passed out like a couple times trying to.
Are you serious? You're not.
Oh yeah, that thing is because you're like moving your head like you're doing this. Like he had a boxing game, so I'm doing this. So by the time I get off of it, I'm dizzy.
You probably look super cool doing that if you just walked up.
I had a ghost of the dose, man.
You take off the goggles, you're still swinging at real people. We think in the game still.
Right.
30 points.
Right.
Dude. So you live like out in the desert, right? Out.
Man, exile in the middle of nowhere, man.
You're out in Cali though, right?
Yeah. So there's like a museum for like Bible times. It's like literally next to my house. where they part of the Red Sea and everything is right over there.
Yeah. Y'all have to move that ark, man. Y'all keep putting it.
Right. Stop putting that on the freeway. Y'all gotta put it out of the way.
So dude,
but no, yeah, I live in Cali, man. I live about an hour and 20 minutes from LA. 30 minutes. 45.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's cool.
So is it pretty serious where you're at, even though it's outside the city?
Well, see, not where we're at, but man, LA is like ghost town. Like it's the first time I could ride on the freeway and not be stuck in traffic. I said an hour and 30 minutes. I probably could be to LA in probably 45 right now because there's no traffic. Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like I feel like it's gotten the biggest cities. Like I don't know, has it gotten where you guys
in Dallas?
Has it hit hard?
Not as bad as like LA, because my sister lives in LA, and then you got New York, of course, and different places like that. But Dallas is well, our governor just lifted the stay at home for like, he's like, I think it's like phase 1 of implementing people back into their jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, don't go nowhere though. Don't go nowhere.
I know.
That first couple thousand, go do that thing, man.
Right? That's how it be. Hey, real quick, Brandon, I forgot to ask you. Do you know Anthony Shepard?
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah.
He's out in he pastor out in LA?
Yeah. I don't know him, but I know him and his wife. They
Okay, I think I asked you before, but I'm not sure. That was a sidetrack moment, but
yeah. No, he's cool. But yeah, dude, I Texas is, I don't know, man. Like I've been to like Lowe's a couple times just getting stuff, and half the people wear masks, half of them don't. It's like half people.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So just go ahead and give me this Corona. I'm just gonna take all of it.
Yeah. No, seriously. Some people they just don't. I mean, it's just mixed.
John said he had a double. John said he had a double mask on.
Double mask. Couldn't even breathe. I almost passed out and stuff.
There was a dude in the grocery store the other day had one of those full like military masks with the 2 filters on the side. It was all like crossbone looking, you know. It was like, come on.
Yeah, that's like somebody that's gonna rob the store and kill you. That's Bane.
This guy had the sleeping mask. The one you put over your eyes. He had the sleeping one.
Oh man. The weirdest one for me was somebody had the top of the lid of the pot. They had it on and they tied up their hoodie.
They had the steam coming out that little hole.
Right. I was like, what is really going on? It was at Walmart. Of course, you see all the characters at Walmart, but they.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he had the whole lid. The lid was big. Put the hoodie on, tied it up. Had the little thing right here.
It's for the big wok.
Right. I guess he was a chef, man. I guess that's what happened. So.
Dude, it's crazy. I have a nephew and a niece that are they're in Tucson, Arizona, and they're both nurses on the COVID floor there. And man, he put out something on his Instagram, basically just telling people, keep your mouth shut, because a lot of people are getting impatient. A lot of people.
Hey, shut up out here. Be quiet.
Yeah. No, not to darken the mood, but he just talked about a patient he was dealing with, and he's a nurse, but just a patient that was he said I've never heard anybody cry like this before, like just really suffering. And for anybody who thinks that this is some sort of conspiracy or people aren't being affected, he was going off. I'm PG-13ing his description, but I was like, yikes,
Dang.
But I think it can be frustrating, dude, because you have some people that are just completely just unaffected at all,
Oh yeah. Especially out here, man. I remember, I want to say last week, everybody was going to the beach. Like Santa Monica was packed with people. I don't know what happened. I don't know what turned the light bulb on for them to go out there and do that. But man, after that was like maybe 1,000 that was tested with the COVID. So man, it's like some people don't care, man.
They just don't care. Yeah.
I might as well die and be all right.
Santa Monica or bust. Yeah. Dude, man, crazy times. So, but you're still moving and shaking, dude. You got, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure y'all do. If you tune into this, you know who MrAntDavis is. He's one of the funniest dudes that I know. He's hilarious, man. I've been following you for a couple of years now. I love to just bring you as a special guest to events and not do anything, not have you just send you back home. So you don't.
Right. Y'all gave me a vacation pretty much.
He came up, what was it? It was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it had to be 2 years ago.
We invited you on New Year's Eve. You came out, and we had like the storm of the century swept through Dallas and shut everything down. It was an ice storm, so we just kicked it.
Bro, I got to hang with Brandon. I got to hang with MrAntDavis. I got to hang with KJ Scriven. I was living.
Oh yeah, my guy KJ. Yeah.
I was like, I'll take jet skis down there if I need to.
Hop on them jet skis.
But dude, you've obviously you just keep going. I remember you told me something, you probably forgot about it, but we were sitting in a restaurant when you were here and with your wife Audrey, and we were just talking about things, and you're like, you know what, B, you just got to be consistent, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, true. You shut your mouth right now. Because he was just straight up talking. And I went through, bro, before I jumped on this episode, and I'm like, dude, let me look. You have 4,000 4,020 today. 4,020 Instagram posts.
Dang, I didn't even know that.
4,020.
Sheesh.
And every one of them's got some substance to them. They're all going to make you laugh, you know. But I'm thinking, dude, at what point, when did you start? For people who are listening to this, like, who is this guy? I want to know who he is. Jump on his Instagram. It's MrAntDavis, and you're going to laugh. But he's more than just a Christian comedian. He's just a funny dude, period.
Yeah.
And he is who he is, both on screen and off screen. Although he's a little bit, his demeanor when you meet him face to face, he's a little more serious and mature. You know,
I am, man.
He is. But talking about, tell the listener, like, when you first started, dude. Like, for you know, day number one, first post. Like, was it your mission to do something like this on Instagram, or was it like, I'm just on it?
Well, real quick, man, shout out to Josh. Josh is on social media pumping your boy up all the time, man. I appreciate he's been sharing it. I like that. He's probably one of the most consistent besides my mom.
He is.
The most consistent, like, sharing stuff 24/7. Appreciate that. But no, man, really what it is, I think I told you guys the story. What happened was I was actually a part of the Playmakers, which is KevOnStage and Jay No A. Mm-hmm. So we were doing videos probably like maybe 10 years. Is it 10 years ago? Hey, how long? I don't know. We were doing it for like 10 years. Mm-hmm. Videos went viral, but then we got split up. Jay moved to where he moved at, and then Kev is in LA, and then I'm here. So it's kind of hard to do our content like we normally do. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, you know, I love doing this, man. Like, I'm a 90s kid. So I grew up watching Living Color, you know, Tommy Davidson, all of the dudes, Tommy Davidson, David Allen Greer, the whole Wayne's group. They just always inspire me to bring content like this is. But the only thing is with them that was different is I wanted to create a content where everybody could see it. Because when I was growing up, my parents would let me watch Living Color. I was always sneaking. I was waiting until they went to sleep and watch, because it was a little
volume loaded in the mug. Volume loaded in the mug.
Man, I was one of these, like, what?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just folding my clothes. But no, man. I just love that content, but I just wanted it to be clean content for everybody. And so I really, man, what I really wanted to build is something like TGIF, where you remember TGIF had like all the good content, like back to back to back. It was like Family Matters, Step by Step. I couldn't watch Sabrina the Witch because my mom wouldn't let me. She didn't believe in witches. So we didn't watch that one. But there was something after that too. But yeah, man, just wanted to create content like that to where people can enjoy it. I love to hear when people say their whole family can watch it. Like, I showed it to my auntie and them, you know what I'm saying, Lil Pookie, you know, all of them got to see it. And that's the dope thing about just creating content for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Have you always been like that though? I mean, just funny, just period.
Man, you know, to be honest, at first I didn't know, because so my sister was like my first person that I tested a lot of my stuff on, like sketch and stuff. Mm. So she used to always tell me, it's terrible. Like, it's not funny. Like, I don't even know why you're doing this. You know, at first she was always on me. But as I kind of grew up and like got my stuff together and just the clean content, she loved it. So I would say, yeah, because I was a kid that when your parents had a party. So my parents had a Christian party. My parents, I grew up, you know, came out the womb of PK. You know what I mean? So, and that's a preacher's kid. Some people don't even know what that is. But came out the womb, and my mom used to have.
I thought.
Huh?
I thought Pokemon.
That's what I had to say, because Josh would be like, gotta catch them all, Pokemon. But yeah, I was the kid that my mom would have Christian parties. She would throw on Stump. I don't know why we always used to play Kirk Franklin's Stump, but she used to throw it on, like, do the Running Man, do the dance, tell him a joke. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So, I think that's kind of how it started, man. I was just little and, you know, doing all the funny stuff or, redoing, like, what happened at church. My parents was always the one to catch me upstairs and be like, hey, tell them what happened. Tell them the funny thing that happened. So it started from, like, 10, man. I think 10 I was doing that until now.
Mm-hmm. So wasn't your dad a pastor?
He is, man. He is still to this day. Now he's apostle. He's Apostle Davis. But yeah, man, I grew up. I was at every service, man. I was at the morning prayer. I was at 11 o'clock service. I was at 3:30 service. I was at 7:30 evangelistical service. I was at Midnight Madness. That was a prayer all day. So I was at church. I was at church 7 days a week, man.
Midnight Madness.
Midnight Madness, where people just cry out like, Jesus! I love you, God! Just for a long time.
No wonder. You got material for days. You tapped in like a tenth of what you have.
Oh yeah, man. The midnight madness were hilarious because everybody was just yelling. It's like, can Jesus hear y'all at the same time? Like y'all all just yelling. Like what's going on? But that's what they used to call it, Midnight Madness or Midnight Tarian, bro. It used to be like.
So where was this though? Growing up, where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in. So my dad was in the military. So I'm originally from Chicago, but we call Washington State home.
Okay.
So yeah, man. So it used to be like, Midnight Madness was like the old church mothers. Y'all remember them old church mothers?
Oh,
y'all probably still got some, at the church?
Yeah. Breaking out the oil.
Look, Josh don't want to say nothing, but he knows what happened.
Hey, brother, quarantine gonna be up soon. I need a job, brother. I got to do it.
Yeah, so man, that was life growing up, man. I was at church every day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
But your dad.
Hey, side note too, you guys watched the Clark sister biopic?
Not yet.
No.
So yeah, it was one scene where the lady took off her shoe and she was throwing it at the kids while they were singing. No lie. When I saw that, I started laughing because we had a lady who used to do that too. She used to put us on the corner. She used to throw her belt into the choir stand when we were singing.
Oh yeah.
And if it hit you in the face, she'd be like, "You be all right." I was like, "Dang, that's abuse."
You got the belt last week. Why didn't you get?
Yeah, my dad would do that same thing. He would preach, but like he'd be at like a revival, right? And like the night before, a pastor would be preaching, and he made like a spectacle out of his kid, like disciplined his kid in front of the whole church, right? With like a spanked him or something like that. So the next day, me and my brother like playing Transformers just in the front row, just like the most purest.
I got something.
Yeah. And my dad grabs us and get out of here, boy. He starts like, why? Why? Just to follow suit, you know what I mean?
Man, that's the worst too. When you are a pastor's son, like they make examples out of you in the sermon. So I remember my dad a couple times. He'd be like, "Everybody's a sinner. Them two boys right there, they've been sinning. Y'all been out there playing." And I'm like, "Damn, how am I a sinner? I'm just sinning." I don't know no better. You know what I'm saying?
So your dad was in the military though, like what? In the Army, Air Force?
Yeah, he was in the Army for 12 years, and he got sick, and we was mad at him that he got sick because he messed up our Disneyland trip. So we were young. We were so mad at him that he was sick. Like, why you sick? Get up, Lazarus. You supposed to be Lazarus.
Right.
Why you sick? And so yeah, he messed up our whole Disney trip because he got sick. But it was actually serious than what we thought it was. And then he retired. After that, he retired, and we stayed in Washington.
You stayed in Washington. So what brought you out to L.A. area?
The dream, man. The dream of creating amazing content. I'll tell you the story. The kind of the backstory is I came out to LA because we had a deal with Tracey Edmonds. Tracey Edmonds created, she used to be married to Babyface, but she created like content. So like, I don't know if you guys remember College Hill. College Hill was on BET. Mm-hmm. She used to do. Yeah. She helped create soul food. And so she did a lot of stuff like that. So her whole thing was to get back into the TV industry. So she wanted to use us to get back in there. So we started doing content with her. It went good, but then she stopped doing it and didn't let us know. So then that was it. We were just like, okay, well, that's it. Wrap it up. So I kind of got stuck down here because I traveled down here thinking that it was going to, get to where it was to be on TV, and it didn't pan out to that point. So that's how I got out to LA. But I mean, no knock. I still love Tracey, man. She's an amazing person. But she just kind of had something else that she was working. She's always kind of been a reality show, and I don't think we were going a reality show way. We wanted to do more TV, sitcom type stuff.
Yeah. So when you came out to LA, is that where you met Kev and you guys have a relationship there? And
no, man, it's a funny thing. I met Kev when he was 16 years old.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we grew up together. He came to my church, my dad's church, because he was in love with this girl.
So he's from Washington.
And yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he was in love. He was in love with this girl, and he started coming to our church. and he started like harassing her, and she liked him, and they ended up getting married. They're still married to this day. And then we just built a relationship from there because he was going to my church.
So y'all went down to LA together?
Yeah, we all did. Me, Kev, and his brother, the other guy who was doing the Playmaker stuff, we all came down here to pursue that.
Oh, wow, man. That's cool. I didn't know that. So, so now you're out with and I hope I'm not sharing too much personal information. Where you live now, you're married. You've been married for how
long? Man, that's a good question, man. 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. Yeah, but we're about to opt out in year 9, year 10.
Yeah, there's a clause.
You know how that happens, man. You get that free agency clause at 9 and 10 years. So.
Dude, okay. So when you and your wife came down to visit in Dallas a couple years ago, your wife is pretty polar opposite than you. You know?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, opposites do attract, right? My wife and I are the same way. But so Audrey, she's like. I saw some because I follow her on Instagram, but she was doing some like scuba diving or something like that. I saw.
Oh yeah.
Like a big time diver, and I think one of your boys was diving with her or something. Is that something that you do?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, listen, no, no. I would never. I'm the cheerleader when she does that, bro. I'm at the boat clapping, jump in, yeah, jump in, don't die. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be by myself. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Hey, quick question. Do you ride roller coasters?
Yeah, I love roller coasters, man.
I thought you was on my team, baby.
Okay, dude. So this has been an ongoing.
You thought what? You thought what, Josh?
I thought you was on my team. I don't ride them, bro. I can't do it. Scared, bro.
Oh man.
I'll send you a video later of him full on manifesting on the pirate boat that just rocks gently back and forth.
Well, see, this is the thing, Josh. I've always been a kid not scared of heights. So when we were kids, we used to jump off roofs of houses. So I mean, I've always been. It wasn't until my body turned into an accordion that I was like, I'm not doing it ever again.
Hey, serious, dude. I gotta admit, the other day I was mowing the yard and I had like this metal fence around the house. It's like, I don't know, 5 feet tall. And my gate broke because it was welded, and anyway, just the sun cracked it and made it break. So I have it bunged together, so I can't open the gate at my leisure. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hop the fence like I used to do back in the day, just spring.
Oh, nah,
and I tell you what, and I did it in front of my wife, and she's like, impressive. But when I landed, it's like. Like something. Here's my knee. Something's happening in this quadrant right here.
Oh yeah.
It's like the cushion. The Air Max cushion
right
here.
Broken hallelujah right there. That's that broken hallelujah.
It's that broken hallelujah. It ain't the same anymore. But like I noticed that just like on fences, like when I was a little kid, I just could jump up and like balance.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like it's a little bit like I don't know, not clumsy, but just like coordination's not as sharp, dude. Like,
man, no, listen, I understand, bro. I'm the same way. Right now, like I just tried to impress my boys last week, and I tried to jump. And I knew it was bad when I started making noises. I was like, and my son was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Nah, man." But I mean, I understand, bro. I totally understand that.
So, dude, let me ask you this: being at home and filming at home and just coming up with stuff. You know, your kids, like my boys, they're almost 16. I got twin boys, and I got a little girl. She's 11. And my boys are kind of
Brandon forgot how old his daughter was almost. Huh?
Yeah, I did.
Is she yours?
She just had a birthday. She's mine, I think. But my boys are kind of like they be telling me a boomer. They call me boomer. And
I know my son does too. He calls me that. I don't know why.
He's like so boomer. I'm like, what?
Hey, give me like 1 second. My laptop just unplugged, and I gotta go plug it back in.
You do it, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, I'm coming back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what happened when you're in your closet.
He's in his pants.
Ain't no outlet. All right, I got 20 more minutes of air. Let's go. But
my boys would be like, you know, I got a full-blown studio here. I got so much stuff that I think that they would be fully into. Camera gear.
You went to your cool dad resume. You was like, I got a studio, you know what I'm saying? I got the Jordans. Good.
Right? I rock MrAntDavis, baby. I'm on.
And they're like, I'll be telling them about, check this out. And they're like, Dad, can I go back upstairs? You know, like, dang. But I mean, with you, bro, with the things that you do, I mean, somebody's got to be filming you, right? Is your wife the camera person? Is your kid the camera person? Are they involved? Do they care?
No, man. Actually, when I first started, I used my son, but he thinks I'm a boomer too. It's funny though. They always think that my stuff is weird until their friend goes, "Did you see your dad on the internet? Oh my God, he's hilarious." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, that's funny. I know he's funny." I'm like, "But you didn't say that when I was making the video before. Like, what's up? It's different now, huh?"
Exactly.
But yeah, a lot of their friends will send them the video, and they'll be acting like I ain't nobody or nothing or doing anything or I'm not funny. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it is what it is. So,
yeah,
yeah, man.
So, dude, tell us about this the church episodes you have on YouTube and the vision for that, because that's something that just came out like not too long ago.
Yeah, I want to say 3 weeks ago, because I'm on episode 4. So yeah, about 4 weeks ago.
Which I just watched episode 4 before I got on here and Kev makes like a cameo there.
Oh man,
dude,
I'm barely in the 3.
I was dying.
Yeah, Kev is a fool, man. But my inspiration actually 2 years ago, I had this idea about creating a web series called Church, and because I got inspired, I watched A-Man again. You remember A-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon, you got to go back and watch A-Man. A-Man was with Sherman Hemsley, and it's kind of based out of a church. But it's funny. I didn't even know Sherman Hemsley wasn't a comedian.
I'll check it out.
Until I read about it. But it's pretty good. It's like I want to say it's late 80s, 90s. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I watched it, and I was like, man, it would be nice to like recreate some stuff like that, but like make it more present day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had it 2 years ago. I had been talking about it, but I haven't been writing. I just been talking. So the lady at my church, she's a really amazing writer, phenomenal writer. She was like, you need to write something. Like, you have all this content and people are waiting for something more than just 1 minute. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you right. So we started kind of talking about it, and she kind of pushed me to write Church. And we finished Church in about a month. We finished writing in about a month. And then I was like, but I don't got no money. Like, all my money is to child support and these other kids, you know what I mean? So the way child support is set up, you can't miss payments or you go to jail. So
even during Corona. Even during Corona.
Even during the Corona. But so yeah, man, we started doing a Kickstarter program. So it's like raising money towards a special project. And we raised the money in about 30 days. So that was pretty cool. And then we started filming in January. A lot of work, man. A lot of work. Especially when you do stuff with people for free. Yeah. So I kind of can break down how it works. So you pay for the DP. The DP is the camera person. You pay for the sound person. Then you pay for the locations. And so by the time you pay for all that, you have nothing. There's nothing else that you have, because I mean the DP will charge you anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000, mm-hmm. you know, and then you, like I said, and then you want to get the amazing quality with sound. So really, a lot of times coming out of my pocket mm-hmm. to do this project, man. I mean, I just got back to being comfortable maybe in February, March, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. being comfortable with my money, because it's just stretching all over the place. But I'll tell you this, man. It was amazing to be able to see the end result of all of that you did, all the money, all the time that you've invested, you know, and it's my first project. So, you know, it's anywhere but up after this, you know what I mean? So it's amazing to me. It's an amazing web series. People always say, man, I wish it was longer, but that's my whole goal, is to create it to be a sitcom. Mm-hmm. So I want to give people just a kind of a taste of what it would look like as a web series, mm-hmm. but my whole goal is to pitch it as an actual TV show.
I love it. Plus, you can kind of just, as you go, all that stuff can improve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because even right now, man, I'm very hard on myself. So I'll look at stuff and go, man, this is probably terrible, or the sound here wasn't that great, or we could have had 3 cameras instead of 1, mm-hmm. you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So a lot of stuff that I kind of think about, but that's good because I'm thinking of next level stuff and mm-hmm. what it's going to look like the next time I do it, you know?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of myself, and I just want to say this about you. It seems like when you get on and you're doing your dialogue, you just seem so natural, dude, in your element. You don't doesn't look like you're acting. It looks like you belong there, and that's just what you're doing. So I know that it's just gonna all come together, bro. Like I said, episode 4, for those of you guys that want to check it out, just on YouTube, just search church with like 1,000 views.
Right, with 1,000 views. Yeah, that's all it is, man. That's why we made it different too, because it's easier to find it, but also I think it's catchy. People automatically, when we had the premiere party for it, and I spelled it out to them, they're like, oh yeah, that's creative. Definitely something that we'll remember. I actually got it from Snoop, because I used to hear him always say it, and I'm like, it'd be a dope thing to call it church, because it's about church. Yeah. You know what I mean?
How many views are in it?
Shoot, I think it's 6, bro.
What I like about the show is that when I used to watch The Office for the 50th time,
man, I love The Office.
It's like those little one-liners that go under the actual main line that people catch. Like when you were getting in the Uber in the beginning, the lady was saying sit on her lap, and then she's like, I'll be your saber-toothed tiger. And he was like, ain't they extinct? It's little stuff like that. Then she said, no, this lap ain't. And it's little bitty small like stuff like that fit in, that just kind of makes it really funny to me.
Man, that's dope that you thought, because I wasn't going to tell anybody, Josh, but it's really where I got that from, The Office, because I love The Office, man. I've seen Office like maybe 6 times, and I just introduced it to my boys this year, and they love it. But it's like that too. That's where I got some of the writing parts from, is them little underlining things that hit you like, wait a minute, did he just say that? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the same thing with The Office. It's little stuff that you go back and be like, I know that Michael didn't just say that to him. You know what I mean?
It's like, they had an episode, it was like, well, the early worm catches the worm. And he was like, wait, there are 2 worms? And it's just those little things like that.
Yeah. So I'm glad you caught that, because that's exactly what I was going for, that Office feel, like just those little one-liners when people are having heavy conversations. That make people just want to, hear it again or say, did he say that? I'm not sure he said that.
Yeah, I think it's cool that you shared just a little bit of the investment that you got to put up front. I think I can attest to that when it comes to like music and stuff like that.
Yes.
I was just talking about my boys being down here. They don't know the things that I have. I don't have a whole lot, but the things I do have, dude, it took me years to be able to get that type of stuff.
I bet. Yeah.
Man. We're just talking about fighting for the single. Goodness gracious, it's taking everything.
Oh, really?
I was trying to put out my first single, official, not slinging out the trunk CD. And, bro, I got Spotify saying it's coming out tomorrow. This people saying it's coming out 4 weeks from now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dropping next year, dog.
Yeah.
We starting over.
Yeah, before he got on here, he was fully frustrated. Like, he was just punching holes in the wall. And he's using a distro kit or something like that. And I guess everybody's got quarantine. Our business can't run efficiently. Yeah. Everybody's in quarantine. I think there's some truth to that. But yeah, Josh is just having some issues, bro. We got to pray for you,
man. But as I said, man, keep doing it, man. I mean, everybody has that story of wherever you started from. And you just got to keep pushing towards it, because even I feel like this quarantine is almost like a blessing in disguise, because it gives you, especially for people who are creative or artists, it gives you the opportunity to focus or hone in on whatever you are good at. Because like right now, man, I'm working on 2 other projects now. Because I'm here at the house. So it gives me the opportunity. Like, when I was writing church, I was doing church at work. Like, I wasn't supposed to be doing church, but I was supposed to be working, but I wasn't working. Or I'll like find places to hide and type up stuff. But now I don't have to do that without getting fired. You know what I mean? Hopefully my boss
ain't make it do what it do, especially when you have family and you got to divvy up time. It's like, we interviewed KJ like a couple weeks ago. It hasn't gone out yet, but he was saying this principle that, what was it, Josh? Like, he doesn't believe in 50-50.
Yeah, it's always just basically, I think it's just basically saying it's a give and take. Like, sometimes it's going to be 70-30 or whatever else equals 100.
That's true, man. That's true.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that, man. I definitely agree with, and to be honest too, I've learned this, and I wasn't doing this before, but creating that structure of what are you going to be doing during the day helps me a whole lot too. So, because sometimes I was just like over here, over there, you know, and I wasn't keened in on what I needed to be, you know, have done or what was priority at that time. So now what I do is, and I actually got my oldest on that, is writing down your day. And every time you finish that thing, if it takes 2 hours, it takes 3 hours, you do it, but you cross it out. And you go through the whole thing and you finish it. So having those, and it might not work for everybody, but for me, because I think I have some type of ADHD, I have to have some things that I'm focused on or I won't get it done.
Oh, for sure. That's me 100%. Yeah, you have to have structure.
Yeah.
Structure. Because your creativity will just go, and it'll go right to the thing that you're hype on.
Yeah.
That ain't the thing all the time.
Are you playing my trumpet and then Call of Duty the next hour? And then...
Yeah, exactly, man. That's me too, man, Josh. I'm like that. Like I'll start working on something, and if I don't have it written down, I'll be on it for 10 minutes and then I'll be watching the show. Let me finish this whole series first, and then I'll get back to it. But by the time I'm into the series, it's like almost 3 or 4 hours, and then it's like I got to cook for the boys.
Yeah,
you know, time to eat, and then after that, you just relaxing for the rest of the night. So if I don't have a structure, like even right now, you guys are in my structure time. So it's interviews from this time to this time, then I'm jumping on another call because I want to make sure that it's, you know, I'm getting things done.
Yeah, you got to. You got to. Man, dude. So when it comes to touring, things like that, I imagine comedians, because you were starting to get into a little bit of booking. You were getting out there, putting yourself on. But now,
man,
that's I mean, touring for anything like me. I was in Tucson. I came back, and it all happened during that time myself. So I'm like, I mean, I know artists that your livelihood is based around touring.
Man,
so for comedians, what's going down?
Well, glad that's not my livelihood, because I would be in trouble right now. So I do have another job, but like I told y'all before, child support is real out here. If you don't have a job, you can laugh all you want, but if you're not paying nothing, then, you know, they come for you. So yeah, but it's been hard though, man, because I want to be able to tour. Like I was actually, when stuff started breaking out too, I was on a deal with somebody to do like 10 cities and stuff. And then when this stuff came, it was just like, yeah, we're not doing this no more. We can't. But a lot of people have been doing this, which is pretty cool. They've been doing the online like shows and stuff. So like one of the guys, I just did one just recently. I just did stand up for about 15 minutes on his like online thing. It was pretty dope. And you like get you like subscribe to this some streaming service that he has, and then he had like over, I think it was like 1,500 people that were on there that were watching me do stand-up, although I couldn't really hear them laugh. And it's kind of hard, but still people are trying to be innovative and finding new ways to get people to enjoy life, you know, with this quarantine going on.
That's cool.
His hit, man, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't tell you, bro, I had about, it's gonna be about $1,200 a week for me, honestly. I had like 3 churches booked up.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, all right. And then Trump was like, I'm gonna give you $1,200. I was like, all right, let's cut down something a little bit.
Yeah, no, it works.
Actually, like, so like, do you do the stand-up comedian thing, or are you more you rather just create like a more of an actual show, like content? That's the more you think. Is it like, because I know people have the little bit of both, and some people like, I like this one over this one.
You know, I like doing stand-up, but like you said, I am more of a content creator. I love to, I mean, it's what Brandon said, man, I love to act. It's always been one of my biggest things. And I like to write. I like to put together like certain things together. So stand-up is probably the last on the board of, you know, doing something. So to me, like right now, like I even tell you guys, like after this, I'm getting on a call with some people to write another TV show idea. So that's really where my mind is. I like the stand-up, but it's like the last resort for me.
Bro, people, I mean, I'm a little funny. Brandon can attest to that. People have always told me I should be a stand-up comedian, bro, and I've never, like, I feel like that's a whole nother art than just being, like, cracking jokes every here once and there. I feel like that's a whole nother thing. What do you think about that? Is that
it sounds like you an excuse, man. It's like you could probably do it.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know, bro. Probably.
I would say this, man. Try 10 minutes of it.
10 minutes. Just get
10 minutes.
10 minutes on stage.
Dude, you sell a third of your Dragon Ball Z Carnage. You can supply yourself a whole video studio room.
I'll give out free music before I sell out.
Oh yeah, Josh will probably pass out somewhere if he had to give that stuff away.
I told my wife, I was like, hey, if it get too tough, we can sell the car.
Dude,
oh shoot, you gonna sell the car before you sell the Dragon Ball?
I was just joking.
But yeah, man, I would say try it, man. You know, that was a thing for me that was kind of scary at first. Is people used to tell me I was funny too, and I just be like, I don't really know. But it was like, man, but you create a lot of good content if you just put that stuff together, and then put it together like you're acting or whatever, like a monologue or whatever. And then on top of that, my background is improv. I've done improv before, so if you put those two worlds together, you know, you flourish. So I was like, man, shoot, yeah, that's true. I never thought about it like that. And I ain't gonna lie, the first time I got up there, it was terrible. I didn't get booed because it was at church, so it's more like, that's good, baby, all right. Yeah, get him out of here. You know, but after that, man, it was just like, it just worked. You know what I mean? It just worked. And I think a lot of times too, church people are the hardest when it comes to comedy because they're not used to it. So when they're not used to it, then they kind of sit there and be stuck. But I think churches are evolving now to be more where you can bring everything to the church.
Yeah, more normal.
Oh, I saw this guy do a skit. It was just really short. It was like on TikTok, and I'm like, bro, you could pull this off even better. It was basically It was basically a man. He was a praise dancer. He was getting ready to do his thing, and they put the wrong song on. You know how they put the wrong song on? Oh yeah. And what he could have added to it is the CD skipping or whatever. And it started playing the beginning to back that thing up. He was like, no, next song.
Yeah, I say the moment you start thinking like that, you should try it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because, like, for example, if I saw Brandin playing the guitar, I'm not going to be like, I could have did better, because I know I couldn't. Like, that's just not me. But those things that you see that you're like, man, I probably could do that. I probably could, you know, if I put my mind to it, you probably should try it, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's cool about you, man. You have the ability to just, I don't even know how to explain it, but you seem like a very purposeful person, like optimistic. I could do this. I could go after it. Once you go after it, you're pretty committed. I mean, people, I can imagine people watching this episode thinking like, you know, what do I have to offer? What can I do? I mean, what is it about you, bro? Are you just different? I mean, what kind of advice could you give to people to be like,
hey, talking to me. I'm gonna take this.
What I'm gonna say is you make it sound easy, bro. The truth is, like with me, I'll just give you a little example. Like I have so much that I want to do when it comes to creating music. I have like 4 or 5 songs that once I get going, it's like I could be in this room and I could be here for 8 hours and it felt like 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm so into it to where when I leave my environment and I got to go do my other responsibilities and the things I need to do, like, you know, raising my kids and making sure they're doing all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a job within itself.
But what I'm getting at is this: I'm so passionate about what I'm doing that sometimes it just eats at me. Like, oh, I got so much to offer. What about people out there that don't have that thing, but they're like, man, you know, maybe I do got it. It seems like when you talk, like with Josh, you're like, you got to try it. I mean,
yeah. I think the biggest thing they just fear. A lot of people are fearful, man. They don't want to just try it without falling. They want to be able to like see something, think they can do it 10 times better. It don't pan out like that, then they quit. You know, and I think this is new society is they try something and they quit. And I'm from the old school, like, you keep pounding on the pavement until you get results. Right. And I think that's what happens is people don't keep working hard. It didn't all start like that. It didn't all start with me having these many views, having these many followers. It took some work. It took some, this sucks. It's not going to work. Let me try this. Okay, this is better. I started having to figure out what people like. Okay, they like this person. Let me add this. people don't really like this one, so let me not do that again. You know, I had to start figuring it out. So I think that it's really just people stop being fearful, try those things, see where it works, and you know you may bomb, but if you still are passionate about it, you continue to go after it. I say.
Mm-hmm. Seems like you don't let your ego get involved, or like your own, you know, you check that out at the door, and you're just like, look, I'm gonna mess up sometimes, but this is something I really want to do, so I'm just gonna keep at it.
Yeah, because to be honest, man, even if I didn't have a whole bunch of followers, I still would do it because I love doing it. So it's not me going on there saying, oh, I got 20,000 people watching the video, oh, this is about to go viral. I don't ever think that. I'm always thinking, do people like it? Is it funny? You know what I mean? Like, do I need to keep doing more of this because people like it? And so I'm really more into what makes people happy, like as far as the smiling. Like this, I love the fact that I can get messages from people and go, man, this brightened my day. I was having a terrible day, and this video just like made me feel 10 pounds lighter. Yeah,
dude, speak to that for a second, because I mean, you're a believer. This podcast really is about that. Who you heard that preacher on the intro? That was my dad. So I came from like a lineage of my dad was like, all about. I never met anybody so bold about telling people about Jesus. You know, he was a radically saved ex-heroin addict that just hit the streets and just loved people. And so I want to kind of rebrand a little bit. Not that the Holy Spirit needs my help rebranding himself.
No, not at all.
But I wanted to kind of bring to light, like, look, man, the reality of knowing God and having the Holy Spirit be real to you makes all the difference in your relationship with God in the world. You know, like I think was it last episode, Jay? I was talking about me getting filled with the Holy Spirit by myself in my room, by myself when I was 30 years old. I thought I was filled with the Holy Spirit before. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I was, but not to this degree. Yeah. This was like my moment where, like, oh my God, you were so. It was one of the most heavy, darkest moments in my life of when it transpired. And I say this because I walked out of that with just a revelation of, okay, I still had problems in my life. I still had things I need to overcome, but I knew without a doubt that the Holy Spirit was real and that he was with me. And so I wanted this podcast to let, shine a light on people like, look, man, the Holy Spirit's real, and God, it's not just about faith or believing, but he can show himself to you. But what I love about you, man, is you're able to take your history, growing up in church, and you're not afraid to laugh around things. You're not afraid to laugh around church culture and church life. You know what I'm saying? But you do know, I know you love the Lord with all your heart. So where's your vision when it comes to like what you do? Like you just said, I want to see people smile. I want to see him lifted up. Like, tell me a little bit about that, knowing who God is, but the vision behind church, the vision behind the real heartbeat of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just, man, it's just because my dad was always the person that says, let your light shine. And I've always been that person that I wanted to shine, as people knowing that I'm doing this for him. You know what I mean? Like, and we're about to go into pastor mode. I have to do my hands like this.
In the Greek,
in
the Greek means.
That's your favorite. That's Brandon's favorite right there. He likes that Greek.
Dude, it's the best.
But yeah, man, just let my light shine, and just knowing the purpose behind it, like why I started doing it. My dad used to always tell me, you don't have to be like me, but that the God we serve is the same God. So it's like you can preach, you can sing, as long as we have the same idea. And so my dad was, and I love about my dad and my mom too, is that they push me to find my relationship, find what I'm here to do, and to do it.
That's good.
And so, because my parents are both, my dad, like I said, my dad's an apostle, my mom is a pastor, and so. But my mom and dad would never be trying to, like, I grew up with people who their parents are forced them to be in church, and they're not even in church anymore because they're forced to be pastors, forced to sing, forced to do this, and my parents were never that. To this day, they're still not like that. They're like, I want you to have a relationship with God, but you don't have to be like us. You can be your own self and still let your light shine. Because every time I do a video, people automatically go, he's a believer. I know he is. I just can tell by his light that he is. And I don't even have to say it. You could just tell. And I think that's always big to me is I don't have to go on there and be like, and after the video, I'm going to preach to you. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean?
A scripture bouncing at the bottom.
Right. So
yeah.
it worked for me, man. But it's because I had amazing parents who taught me to be myself, but just remember that God is always the person who gave us the purpose.
Love it, man.
Yeah, man.
Love it. You hear that, Jay?
You hear that, Jay? Amen. You, Jay.
Hey, bro, I got another question.
Go ahead with it, Josh. Hold on,
so
Josh. Let me ask you this real quick. Is that Dragon Ball Z on your hat or is that Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh, that's Goku on my hat, baby.
Oh, okay. I ain't know who.
Okay. Is that Leprechaun? No. So I was when I was a kid, I would do my uncles and they would call me in the room. It was either on my aunties or whatever. They would like either sing or do the one thing I knew how to do. A baby cry, and that was, they would have me coming and everybody quiet, and I'm like, so when you started doing that, and I was like, bro, that hit me so much, like, wow, I feel like you when you do that.
Man, you know what's crazy, Josh? I didn't even know how to, like, I didn't even know that I knew how to do the baby noise, but one time I was making fun of my son because he was like doing something, and I started doing the baby noise because he sounded like that. And my wife was like, that is so, like, I've never heard anybody sound like that. Like, it sounds so real. So she's like that now, too. When we go out to eat, she's like, do the baby noise. I'm like, again? Like, I don't want to do the baby noise. Let me just eat my food.
You know what's funny is I can't remember what bit you did, but I think it was you were crawling on the floor because you didn't want to wake your wife up or something because.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Dude, that is your wife? Is she a light sleeper?
She says she's not, but I think she is.
Okay, because that one hit home for me because my wife.
Oh yeah, I remember the video. The video was like how men get up when they first wake up, or compared to how women. Yeah, I remember that one.
Dude, 100%. I cannot. I'll barely get out of bed, dude, or come in. My wife will go to sleep before I do. Probably because it's a strategy because I snore a little bit and I want to go ahead and settle in and before
you started off.
Yeah. And dude, I mean, the lightest thing, she'll just be like, boop.
Yeah.
I tried to open a snack cake. a week ago, and I was like, it was the loudest. It took me 71 minutes to open this snack cake. And I look over my wife like,
yeah, you know the craziest thing is those things are always loud when it's quiet.
Goodness, great. It was like
we do it at my house. We do it at my house now where we be like, can you turn that down? Can you turn your rapper down? Your rapper's loud. Because they be so loud. You know what I mean?
So when I'm sneaking snacks downstairs now, I turn on the sink like I'm washing dishes and I'll be like, we trying to monitor our snacking right now. So I don't want to be eating all the snacks. I'm like, let me wash the dish.
Wait, you say you monitor your snacks?
I'm trying to monitor my snack intake.
Oh, that's just like y'all both do like a checklist for snacks or something like that.
Just so we won't, cause I mean we quarantine, and so we trying to like like after this call we got a plan. We're going to run at the park, so I'm trying to prepare for that.
I can sleep through anything, dude. It could be loud as can be. Kids could be screaming. I pass out. I think what frustrates my wife is I expect everybody to be like that.
Oh yeah.
Evidently I snore, so she says, but no.
Listen, bro, I need to go to a meeting because my wife actually almost kicked me out one time because I was snoring so loud.
Oh, dude, yeah. No,
she said I'm aggressive snorer, so that I don't really know how that is. But she actually recorded me. And it was actually pretty bad.
Old WWE, Matt, listen here, brother.
Yeah, it was real bad. It was so bad.
Oh, God. Okay, so, dude, bro, thanks for jumping on this episode with us. So if people want to know more about you, what do they do?
Hey,
he's like, peace, I'm out.
No, my bad. I don't know what my bad.
Hey, you want to know more about what do you do? Get away. Go.
I was like, I'm talking to you on the screen went black. but it's because somebody tried to call. If they want to know more about me, man, they can go to. Actually, I have a website. People don't even know this, but I keep putting the website up, but people don't go to it for some odd reason. Mm-hmm. But you can go to MrAntDavis.com, and it has everything. It has my Facebook videos, my Instagram videos, the link to my YouTube page. If you want to book me, pictures, you can color in there. You can do all you want to do. But it's like the whole gamut of what I do on that website.
Cool.
All right, let's go blow that website up, y'all.
That's right.
Blow the website up, man. MrAntDavis.com. Everything for your everyday needs. I sound like Walmart or something.
All right. The last thing, I want you to give Josh a prophetic word, and I want you to do it in the Greek. Go.
So, is that Dragon Ball Z, right? It's Dragon Ball Z, right?
Amen.
Dragon Ball Z in the Greek means and so what that means is you're going to be angry for the devil.
I almost passed out. I ain't got no oxygen in this room.
You got to open the closet. You got to open that door.
All right, y'all. This has been awesome. Bro, thank you so much, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for the support.
You're bringing light. You're bringing light all around. And I'm going to pray for your snoring, that God will bring the decibels down a few levels.
Man.
A release.
Put some spiritual earplugs to your wife. We just seal it.
I'm trying to make it to 10 years of marriage, man, so please pray for me.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dose of the Ghost podcast. Like always, follow us on Instagram, Dose of the Ghost. Check us out, doseoftheghost.com. We will catch you later.
Peace.
Spladoosh.
It still says record. You still recording?
Hey.
You heard me? It still says record.
Oh, I got you record on here. I stopped the audio, though.
Okay.
Bro, thank you so much, man.
Oh, yeah, man. No problem, man. No problem. And y'all got to tell me how y'all do that podcast, man. I'm working on one right now myself.
Okay, so I got, this is kind of complicated, but I use this little board right here. This is the Rodecaster.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like $600, I think, $500. Right now, it doesn't really matter because everything is quarantined and people want to see actual video, But if you're just strictly doing audio, these Shure SMB7s, this is like the go-to mic. These are run like $400.
That's not bad.
You gotta have.
Wait, but you're the only one that has a mic, Josh. You don't have the mic.
I usually go to his house to record the whole thing, so he has all the
everything.
Because you're on quarantine, you don't have a mic.
Nope. You gotta have one of these right here. These little guys right here. It's called a cloud lifter. They power these guys. Otherwise, these guys don't sound very good. So this is like $100. Anyway, but the gist of it is,
hey, I got that too. I like that.
What I've been doing is I didn't do it today because you're using your phone, but normally I'll have people use their iPhone and just use the voice recorder app and just hit record.
Oh, yeah.
And then we transfer me that audio file so I'll get better audio.
Yeah.
But today your audio is good because sounds like you got a good internet connection. But yeah, that's what's up. And then yeah, dude, we're just plugging away, dude. We're just growing. I got a guy doing some rebranding for me right now, design wise. And
nice.
I'm in it for the long haul, dude. I'm going I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop.
Where do you guys post it at?
Right now I've been posting it everywhere. But I mean, as far as who's my distributor, where do I post it?
No, where you posted that so you can look at it.
Instagram.
Okay.
Dose of the Ghost or doseoftheghost.com.
Where are you gonna put the video ones? These video ones. Where are you putting these?
I'm putting them on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel as well. Everything's Dose of the Ghost. But like I said, I got a guy. What I'm gonna do with these videos is I'm gonna create a design for YouTube that's based like a skin, a graphic, like a really cool graphic. I'll just place these individual videos of us within that skin, so it kind of gives it like a little bit of a.
If you do a Dragon Ball Z border, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You would go for that. He don't want nothing else but Dragon Ball Z, man.
Yeah. So listen, if this doesn't work, I'm going back to stripping.
Hey, brother, I probably don't have draws on right now. You understand me?
Yeah, see, y'all too close. I don't want to know about who has draws on. Hey, side note, did you see the video? You know Keenan Ivory Wayans?
Oh yeah, I sent it to him.
Yeah, he did a video where he was thanking everybody, but he got up and he had no draws on.
Oh, dude, I saw that. Just nasty. Just jangling. Oh, that was foul. That old man.
That was, he's still like that. What are you doing? That was wrong. That's some OG.
I'm just trying to figure out why his dad was in his drawers in the kitchen, though. I mean, not in his drawers. Like, who does that? While you baking bread, you got no drawers on.
That's how you get the yeast going.
Living Color was some of the best stand-up or video, whatever we want to call it, monologue stuff in ever, dude. Living Color was.
Oh yeah, man, loved it.
Well, I was a bigger fan of Mad TV. I guess because I didn't grow up with Living Color. I didn't. Yeah, I was born in '90, so when I started really watching stuff like that, I was like 12. So
you born in '90?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Living Color, you said 12, so yeah, Living Color had been gone
early
by
90s.
that time. And
I
want to say Living Color was gone by like 93, 94 maybe.
Yeah. That stuff could never fly today. Like remember the Super Up and away.
Yeah, Handyman could never fly.
Oh, dude, it was the funniest ever though, dude.
Oh yeah, that is your generation, bro. Mad TV, and that's when I stopped watching because I was comparing Living Color sketch to Mad TV, and it was not even close, man.
Oh yeah, so I need to go back and watch it. No, I feel like Mad TV is better than SNL. That's my.
Oh yeah, most definitely, because they had a lot of the people who could do voices. Like Ari Spears came from Mad TV. Or I think Orlando Jones was from Mad TV too. Remember?
He is. Key and Peele. They came in the newer seasons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they have more people who could do imitations than they do for. I think SNL tried to do imitations, but
I've seen Kev on stage, like on, what was it? I saw him on AT&T commercial or some sort of commercial. I saw him.
Oh, Spectrum. Yeah, Spectrum.
He's like full on. That's a pretty good gig right there.
Yeah, man. He's doing his thing, man. He's doing big things right now.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. All right, well, this will go out, I don't know, probably like 2.5, 3 weeks.
All right, let me know.
I'll let you know. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Say hi to everybody and do some scuba diving.
Not happening.
All right, peace, bro.
All right, man.
All right, later.